Hello, and welcome to How to Play Triathlon, brought to you by Boardgame Stories. Triathlon is a competitive card game for 3 to 9 players. In this game, the objective is to complete 3 different stages. A player can only do one stage per round, however, they do not have to do them in any order. The easiest stage is to get 5 numbers in a run. It does not matter what the color or suit is. In the second stage, that run must match in either color or suit. And in the third stage, both the suit and the color have to match in the run. Getting a run of 5 cards is no easy feat, but there are some cards in the deck to help you. First are the pro cards. These can't change suit or color, but they have no number, and thus can be anything the player chooses. Next are the Super Pro cards, which do have a suit, but can choose any color or number. And lastly, the Innovator card, which can be any color, number, or suit. It is designed in tribute to Stephen Head, founder of Head Cycling, who passed away in 2014. The game is set up by choosing a dealer. The dealer is whomever has ridden a bike most recently. They deal 5 cards of the deck to every player, and then flip a 6th card for each of them to start their discard pile. There is a second discard pile that starts with no cards, but we will get into that later. The player to the left of the dealer is the one who gets to go first. If they do not have an injury card as their discard pile, then they can take either the top card of the central deck or the top card of their discard. All cards in the discard pile need to be single file, and you cannot look through them at any time. After taking a card, you must discard one. Let's say this player has drawn a card from the deck. They now have 6 cards in their hand and must discard one. In this case, they're going to choose an injury card. An injury card goes into another player's discard. When that player's turn starts, and they have an injury card in their discard pile, they must remove the top card. This creates a second discard pile for later if the deck needs to be reshuffled. This is all they can do for their turn. Coming around to my turn, I have a good start on a straight in one color. Coming around to my turn, my starting hand is pretty good. It starts me at striking range of stage 1. If I can trade that 2 for a 4, I'm there. If I can make it a yellow 4, I'll have stage 2. It'll take a little more work to get to stage 3. My discard pile is not very helpful in this situation, so I will draw from the deck. It is a 4, which gives me stage 1. I will discard my 2 red swimming. Now, the player to my right has a card called Adrenaline Rush. They discard it to the same special discard as that injury card, and they can take my discard into their hand. The player to my left may now take their turn. They do not have an injury card in their discard, so they may choose between that discard or the top of the main deck. This time, they are taking the pro card. With it, they may now claim stage 1. When they claim the round over, every other player gets a chance. Player 2 does not have anything that they can claim. I still have stage 1, even though I held off to try and get a better hand. And that is an example of how a whole round plays. In later rounds of the game, you may run out of the central deck. If you do, take all of the injury and adrenaline rush cards in that secondary discard, and then all but the top 2 cards of every other discard pile and put them together. Every card you take gets shuffled together and gets made into the new central deck. And that is how you play Triathlon. If you have a game with many players, feel free to keep going after the first finalist. Get all 3 places on your podium. Thank you for joining, and I hope you enjoy the game.